It's the last round of Premier League fixtures before the international break and the final run-in. However, with it being an FA Cup weekend, there's only 4 fixtures to be played over the weekend in the Premier League, so not a great week for games. However, that race for 4th place is heating up after Spurs beat Villa last time out, and Villa and Spurs are both playing over this weekend in the league, so that'll be interesting to see how it develops. And then a lot of teams playing near the bottom of the league. The most important game this weekend looks to be Luton at home to Forest. Luton are 3 points off Forest at the moment, and that's the gap to survival. If Luton can win, they go above Forest and get out of the relegation zone. If Forest win, that race for safety becomes a lot harder for the bottom 3, even though Burnley and Sheffield United look pretty done for already. Make sure to give this a like and subscribe if you enjoy the content regularly, and let's get into the predictions. We start with Burnley against Brentford. Now, Burnley got a point last time out. It was a bit of a shocker as they don't pick up too many points, so very good from Burnley against West Ham to get something. Brentford, they're struggling at the moment. They're not picking up too many points. They got a draw against Chelsea, but they're not looking like they're gonna escape this relegation battle anytime soon. Luckily for them, they are a few points ahead, so it helps them out a little bit. But for this one, I'm going to go for a draw. Probably not enough for Burnley. I think if they lose it, then it's over. But I think a draw is probably fair. So 1-1. Luton take on Forest, and this is the big relegation clash. If Luton win, they're out of the bottom 3. If Forest win, that gets so much harder for Luton in the long run. Now, Luton, their problem, as we've pretty much known all season, is they concede too many because they're actually quite good at scoring. They tend to score every game, and I mean, a lot of games they score over 2 or more goals, so very good up front. 41 goals in 28 games, which is more than a lot. I mean, it's more than Man United, who are currently fighting for Europe. So Luton, they can find the back of the net, they just can't keep the ball out. That was shown in midweek with a crazy game where Luton were 3-0 up against Bournemouth, and then it was half time, and then after half time Bournemouth won 4-3. To lose a 3-0 lead at half time and actually go on to lose the game, it kind of shows that maybe you're going to get relegated. It's a tough one to take. I think Luton have impressed many this season, but this is the important one. If they win this, it helps them massively. So I'm going to go for them winning it 3-2. Fulham against Spurs. A big game in the race for the top 4. Now, Fulham, they won 2 games against Man United and Brighton before losing last time out to Wolves. They've been in good form. They're pretty good at home, so this should be a tough test for Spurs. But the away side, they've only lost 1 of their last 8. They've won their last 2 fixtures, and I mean, last weekend, a brilliant result, 4-0 against Villa. So they're now 2 points behind 4th place Villa, and they've got better goal difference and a game in hand. So Spurs have a good chance of getting into the top 4 because of that big win. Will they win here? I think they're legit. I'll go 2-1. West Ham take on Villa in our last game in a very short fixture list. This is an interesting one because both sides are probably overperforming this season. Definitely Villa are to be in the top 4, but West Ham, I think they're having a very strong season. West Ham as well, good form recently. Since Paqueta's been back from injury, that trio of Bowen, Paqueta and Kudus are brilliant. In the Europa League, they won 5-0 in midweek to get through to the quarterfinals, and all 3 of them scored 4 goals between them. So they are a massive threat when they're all playing together. and I think that could cause Villa some issues. Villa had won 3 in the league before losing 4-0 to Spurs in that massive crucial clash. It's looking tight for them now and they could drop out of the top 4. They won a brilliant fixture in midweek in the Europa Conference League, 4-0 against Ajax, so that they got through to the quarterfinals as well. So both West Ham and Villa progressing in Europe, both going strong in the league. Tough one to call, so I'm going to call it down the middle, 2-2. So those are my predictions for these fixtures. Unfortunately there's not too many, but for the remaining fixtures, when they're played, I will make sure to get some shorts out about those games. I don't really want to guess the scores now, because if they're going to be played in 2 months' time or a month's time, a lot of things can change. You know, there'll be differences in form, players might be injured or suspended, so I'd rather leave it to predict just before the game. So I'll get some shorts out for these fixtures. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.